What's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
It's Fred Leonard, subprime hero.
And we are so excited that you are brewing solutions with us right now, live. And we are pumped up about our friend that's representing Team VinCue. And we are pumped up to be brewing with you. So, with that, you know what you need to do. I think they know what they need to do.
No, first things first.
I think they need to do this right now. And that's
tag a car guy. Tag a car gal and share. Get it out there. Let's go. We have something awesome. We have some amazing announcements to make. We have some
coffee's ready.
That's right. We have some sponsor spotlighting to do. And this is a sponsor spotlight that they're not just sponsors, they're family. You know, we've become really close with this team of just amazing solutionaries out there just trying to change our industry in such a good way. You know, I really feel like this is a fulfilling business, right? And what they do is they're fulfilling destiny with great things. And I'm excited to be part of it. I'm excited to call them friends. I'm excited to be able to come and hang out at their booths, at all the events that they're at, because they're at every one of them. I'm excited to be able to clap for my friends that are speaking on stage because of their company and what they're doing and how they're out just going all over the country and making a difference, man. And we've got to hang out with this guest a bunch. We've got to break bread. We've got to, cheers each other. We've got to hug. We've got to push each other to go harder, all those things, man. I'm so proud to call him a friend. I'm excited to have him on the show. I can't wait to get this thing going.
So pumped up about it. So for those of you that are tuning in, make sure that you do tag it all around. Let everybody know what's going on. If you are part of Team VinCue, share this around. Let everybody know what is brewing right now, because we have Jeremy out here. And folks, this is, I'm sure, part of a big series you're going to keep seeing about Jeremy, because he has an incredible story that there's no possible way we can get to all of the beans inside of this bag of solutionaryism that is Jeremy. But there's so much that is inside of the background, things that we honor, we appreciate, and we are just so thankful that we get the chance to even know him and see him through some of the things that he's been through. But he's a great car guy, a car guy of car guys. And with that, we want to make sure that we do make welcome very loudly, very proudly, an incredible solutionary that is making big things happen inside of the industry. Whether you know about it or don't know about it, we're going to go ahead and let the whole world know that this brew is ready for you. We are welcoming in the one,
the only, Jeremy Bravard.
Welcome.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey.
Let me
pass it around.
Let me get a quick drink real quick.
That's right. Get some.
Sipping solutions is what he's doing. I love that.
Love it.
Do we love it? Thank you for being on the show, man. Thank you. I see you rocking the Car Guy coffee pin. Very few of those people have that pin, just so you know. And it's those are very short-lived. I literally only have one left, and I'm so scared to lose it because I love that pin. It means a lot. And I'm glad that you're rocking it, man. We appreciate you, my brother.
So I have a funny story on that, Fred. So this was actually Jordan's. So he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I go, "We're doing a podcast." And he goes, he had it on his badge, and he kept it on the badge that he had the most memorable conversation with you and interaction with you.
Wow.
So he goes, "Do you want to use it for the podcast?" I go, "Of course I do." So,
oh, dude, that's an honorable thing right there, and that means a lot to us. That's even better. Wow.
That's huge. Well, welcome, and thank you for being part of the party. We see Ahmed is up in here. Welcome. Canada's inside of the house, so we're having an international brew today. We're excited about that. Hello to you, Facebook user. Please announce yourself. Let us know who it is that you are.
That's right.
We'll look back later, but let us know now because we want to celebrate you now. And Ahmed says, "Hi, Jeremy, and welcome." So we are excited to have Ahmed inside of the room, other solutionaries inside of the room, and you come into the room too. I do want to make sure that we do set the tone for this, everybody, by making sure that we do drop some F-bombs, the ones that don't offend the moms. And Jeremy is not a stranger to what it's like forgiving, focusing, and flying. And I'm sure a lot of his story usually has to do with making sure to apply those things, whether knowing it or not. But he's a solutionary, and he found his way to the Car Guy Coffee podcast today to do exactly that. Forgive, Focus, Fly, just like everybody else that's part of this incredible collaboration of Solution.
That's right.
So help us out real quick as we get ready to do this loud and proud. Hands on the shoulders one time. Jeremy, let's forgive, Focus, Fly. Here we go. he's revving them pins. Let's go, everybody. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Forgive. And keep rolling. There we go. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Now we're ready for the show. Let's do this, brother. So what is brewing with you? What is cooking? What is happening with Jeremy right now? Where are you at? Where's your location today?
We're in Kansas City. So we're celebrating that Kansas City preseason win, even though it's preseason. You know us here in Kansas City. It's even a 1-point victory is pretty important. So I was actually able to go out to the game with the wife. I get her to go to one game a year, and it's got to be the perfect temperature. The seats have got to be good, and
yeah, I hear you on that. That's funny.
Heck yeah, setting the tone. Got to set the tone. Well, awesome. When we just, had the opportunity to see you not too long ago. I mean, it wasn't too long since we were able to see you and have some fun with you. We were over at Drive Centric, and man, was that an incredible time seeing some great people and seeing an awesome facility, right? I heard your facilities are pretty awesome too, though, huh?
No, so they gave us some inspiration, Lou. After we got back, me and Danny, I think we immediately met with Chris, and we're looking at a new spot. So I think spaces, when you make it fun and exciting, and I mean, you look at Beaver Toyota in Cumming, Georgia. I've never been to a dealership where I didn't want to leave. It's just so inviting. Dude. It helps to have a restaurant and the salon and
right. Absolutely.
So yeah. But not only that, I've made some great connections there with their team in general, Lacey, and obviously Steve is I've been a big fan of those guys for a long time. But just to see their culture was even uplifting for me, as that's my number one focus when we're building a team right now, and it's if you can't fit the culture. You're not a loving person, if you're not a caring person, it's difficult for me to find a spot for you. So I appreciate the introduction, and we consider you guys family as well, and we spent quite a bit of time together too, getting to know each other.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, like literally, like we've met each other's families and friends and all that kind of stuff. We know what it's like to be road warriors in a lot of ways. That's something that's special. But one thing that favorite part about this whole relationship between us is the relationships that we've been able to build together with other dealerships. A lot of my clients are currently VinCue clients also, and it's no coincidence. It's once we built the trust there, and I see that there's a need there, you're an easy product to be able to bring in for them to be able to see an instant benefit from, right? But let's take the product away, the people. Like every time we've done it, it's been amazing. We've had some really great experiences with the onboarding. We've had great experiences with helping after training when people, maybe they put some dust on it for a little bit. You guys go back in, take the dust off for me. If I ever have a question for my client, I reach out to Jeremy first. Usually I'm like, Jeremy, who do I talk to? Who's the person and Jeremy's always happy to help me. That's what's going on over there. You guys are so good about that. And I really appreciate that. As somebody who has clients that use your product, it makes it really easy to know that the communication is instant. And so is any resolution that's needed for any type of issue that comes up. So it's been amazing, man. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. So when I stepped into the position, that was my number one goal, was to integrate sales and ops, which as you guys know is not the easiest. It's usually, we hate the sales guys and, they're messing up our onboarding. We spend all this work selling the customer, but we put a big focus on just becoming that one team. It was, not to keep plugging Drive Centric, but they had the pods, and each pod had a salesperson, an ops person, and an onboarding person. I came back and I shared that idea with the board, and it was like, that's genius. What a better way to create a bond when it's like that T-shirt when the brothers are fighting, or the brother and sister are fighting, and it's got the neck big enough for two of them, but it's one shirt. So, it was inspiring. So
I love that.
Yeah, we're having fun over here.
Yeah, well, and it looks like it. Everywhere you guys go, it looks like you guys are assembled as a unit that's having a great time. And that's what also makes it fun for dealers when they interact with you, right? Because they're trying to have fun in their business too. We all are trying to have fun inside of our business. You all are setting a tone for that. And when we are consulting a dealer or we are trying to solve a problem, you guys are fundamentally fixing a big leg in what has to be holding up a dealership. And that's resourcing, merchandising, and putting out some good inventory, knowing where your inventory is at, where it's coming from, finding it from the public. Now, you all have been championing the message, and we've been bringing it to our dealers as a solid solution to be able to buy vehicles from the public. For some of you that may not know, we want to make sure that it's very, very, very clear what it is that VinCue does to be able to help make sure that you are going to the next level concerning your inventory, because it's not enough to just get the customers. You got to get the cars. You got to get the rides. And VinCue has been mastering, and I say mastering because it's perpetual. It continues. They don't stop finding a way to be better and be innovative, as any solutionary should be. But brother, help make sure that these solutionaries that are out there that don't really know what VinCue can do for them, what is it that's been the primary niche VinCue's been able to bring in as far as a solution to the industry? Yeah,
so the vehicle buying center, which to be honest was a thought. So we've all got to know Danny and the Country Hill Motors and that story, but so we started our journey about 7 years ago, and the journey began with inventory management and appraisals, and we felt the shift in the industry, and we felt the auctions were necessary, but they weren't the 100% go-to when it was to buy inventory. And to be honest, before the product even came, it was, how are we going to rewire a dealer from just sitting on Smart Auction or sitting on Manheim and just clicking and clicking and clicking out of that mindset. And once we did, we started to really shine some light on the advantages of buying from the public between, $1,700 per copy bigger gross, 21-day faster turn. Like, those are all things that a used car manager, is music to their ears. But what we quickly realized is it's not for everyone. So when I pitch this, or when I train my team on how to sell what we call our vehicle buying center, it's like a treadmill. So I could put a treadmill in the middle of your living room, and you could run on it, you could let it sit. And the vehicle buying center is 100% a treadmill. And I would say Jaden, Patrick Abad's son, runs the fastest on any of our treadmills that we've ever sold. So
wow.
I want to say he bought I want to say he bought 96 cars by himself last month.
Wow.
Which when I talk to even these dealer groups, if they could get to 10 or 15 per off the street, they would be happy campers. But when I visit Beaver, that kid, he just, I don't know if he doesn't know any better because he's a smart kid, but he doesn't stop. But it just shows the work and the effort that it does take to buy from the public. But the reward that we see is so much greater than the effort.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And, and people need to realize it's the expectation of the product. It's to help you be able to acquire more vehicles. It doesn't acquire them for you, right? You still have to put some work behind it, and you have to have people and processes in place. But man, does it speed up the process and the technology and the reachability, and then the communication between you and the customer, it takes it to the next level. To me, every time I see a demo and every time I see an upgrade, I'm always blown away by what you're all doing. But that's just like one of the little facets of what you guys do. You guys do so much. The beautiful thing is what you mentioned earlier. It's for dealers by dealers. Right. It's history. It was thought of because of a need that was there for somebody that actually runs a store, owns a store. Right. So, and then people who worked in there, you come from the dealership world, so what it's like to be out there. That's what I love about you. Car guy, my man. Right. So we've had some great conversations about that, but it's important that people know that. So yes, so many products. We're going to go and we're going to talk about a lot of great things during this show about what VinCue's doing. But I do want to talk about something special that they're doing. It's their very first event in November. It's called Unleashed, November 13th through the 15th. Tell everybody a little bit more about that.
Yep. So it's a little bit of a secret. So at this point, so we're preparing.
I mean, yeah, you come to the show to spill the beans. That's
yes, yes, a little bean spilling. So yeah, we're gonna do our first. This is our first conference. So we go to every conference, and we're like, you know, we've got enough industry experts. I mean, we've got a guy that was 11-year Cars.com rep. We've got a 20-year Manheim buyer. We've got a 15-year CarMax guy. Then obviously Danny and Chris, who I worked with at Cox Automotive, who built VIN Solutions. So we're like, there's got to be some value that we could give. So this is going to be similar to the DC20, where it's invite only. We're really looking for our power users, our Beaver Toyotas, our Royal Automotives, our Kevin Cravos, and we're excited. So the event's the 13th through the 15th. We're going to bring dealers in. We've got a beautiful hotel. We've got some exciting events planned that I think the dealers are really gonna love, and it, more so than the event, it's really just the collaboration that we're looking for. So, as you mentioned, this wasn't built by any individual here. It wasn't built by Danny. He just had insight and input. And what's made us so successful from the companies that I've been to, and I don't need to mention names, but we give them a voice and we listen to that voice. So why not listen to the person on the other end of the login, where maybe they see some functionality they wish they had, or a button that's not there, where we've been fortunate to be able to keep our development in house. And you guys have met Chris Hoke and some of our dev team.
Amazing people.
These are the personnel. We look for the best of the best. I mean, we could take this overseas, and our margins would go way up, and but we don't feel it's the best for our customer or our business and the future that we're trying to build.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. And I love what's going on. And Tony Lucas, shout out to you, man. I love some Tony Lucas over at Casa. Phenomenal guy, doing some big things. Very smart. Best way to put it, just like a treadmill needs to be used to work. I agree 100%. Buying centers and customer acquisition is about vision, needs to be part of the culture, something that the entire team understands as the vision, to a point that if you ask the porter what the vision of the store is, one of the things he will say is, we sell, service, and buy cars. Bingo, bingo, bingo. 100%. And that's the kind of stuff that if you come to Unleash, if you're invited and you better go. I'm going to tell you, you're going to leave there so pumped up, because you're going to get around the best of the best that are using it. And you're going to find other ways that you can make yours better too. And vice versa. It's a two-way street. So come there, be ready to share. I'm telling you, VinCue is no joke. Everything like he's talking about there, they went to all these events. They've learned what was good, what was bad. They've been to every one. Trust me. They've been to these smaller little masterminds, and they know what was working there. They're ready to bring their own ingredient into what's going on. Oh my God, it's going to be phenomenal. I already know, because the people, like I said, the people, much like Drive Center, we're not trying to shout out Drive Center too much, even though they are amazing.
As much as we
love Drive Center, Drive Centric. But I love some Drive Centric.
Fred, did you know that currently Car Guy Coffee Podcast is putting out the podcast from what happened at Drive Centric? So if you want to hear about in those interviews, the in-depth conversations that we were able to have with those awesome people, that series of Brews is out right now. And so far, we've had some incredible guests that start to be released. You're going to see even more. Steve, Glenn Lundy, so many people. Jonathan Dawson, a whole lot of solutionaries were on that recording, and they're being released. So get some of that.
Check it out.
And on this show, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but we are perfectly okay with a plug here or there. When there's people that's brewing solutions in the industry, we want to talk about it as much as humanly possible. And we're not afraid of collaboration, just like you all, just like the team over at VinCue. You guys lead the way with that. So Jeremy, help me understand this. I mean, because you represent it when you're selling the product, when you're talking about the product, when you're highlighting the product. Was able to be on a demo with you just last week for one of our dealer clients and see how you blow open their eyes on seeing the possibilities that they can go through and the things that they can do. But why has it been such a piece of the fundamental culture of VinCue that you do assemble and link up with other companies that are doing great things that you don't have to go reinvent?
So again, we don't need to mention names. So there's currently a company that owns quite a bit of automotive SaaS. I have lots of friends came from that company. I think more so than just trying to battle the giant. It's innovation needed to happen. I was able to use DriveCentric at a dealership, and it's great to see. It was a very infant stage CRM. It was very basic, and not a lot of reports or tabs, and watching those guys take that company, and I'll give credit to Steve and his just energy and his drive. He's their top sales guy, and he pretty much runs the entire company for the most part. But I think it's innovation, and companies that are starting to lead the way are just the companies that are listening the most. So you guys were able to sit on a demonstration. I have a 20-minute rule with my guys when they do a demonstration, and I don't want to see your screen shared for 20 minutes. You can share your face, but I want you to learn about their business. As you know, if you go to VinCue.com, like we do everything outside of a CRM and DMS. And I think that call ended up going an hour and a half. But I mean, I could spend 5 hours talking about product and hitting on features and functionality. But what's important is where the dealer needs help. Like where's that pain? Where's that piece of your business that you're like, man, I wish I could merchandise my cars better. I wish I could write a better description and do it more efficiently. And
that's right.
I wish I had higher quality photos, because we all know that it's not a competition on value. It's a competition on value, not price. You don't need to lower your price every 2 days because the car's not moving. If you do a good job at merchandising the car with descriptions and build data and pictures and videos, it's going to sell itself without actually dropping the price.
Exactly. The more accurate, the better. Because a lot of times we miss things, or we misinform a customer on accident because we put these wrong descriptions, or the data or the build sheets are incorrect, or you don't have any build sheets actually. And that's the thing. That's why build sheets are important. And I love that you're talking about that. And there's so many things. You guys, speaking of that, I do want to talk about inventory management, appraisal, auction sourcing. So let's get into that a little bit, man. Explain that a little bit more to the layman.
So we call it, to complicate it even more, we call it full vehicle life cycle management. So from the time I even have an idea, acquiring the car, to taking the car in, to merchandising the car, to putting it online, and then the consumer shows up to buy the car. We wanted to give a system that helped along that entire path, down to even devaluing the trade with our recon and our inspection tool, where I can get my inspection tool on my tablet, and I can just give it to the customer once they show up, and they can walk around it. They can, does it have a light on? So what we realized is, there were companies that offered that product, but you would have to pair it with another product, and what we call bridging in the software world, you start to have issues.
Oh yeah.
One of the big reasons we even decided to compete with what we call the established leader is that sites like Car Gurus and Cars.com and most of the third parties that followed suit, where it's like good deal, fair deal, bad deal, and there's even options. Like I'm always like, who does anyone actually go to like bad deal? And they're like, there she is. Like, no. But what we realized is most of the time it was a syndication problem. The dealer just wasn't syndicating the car correctly, and it really wasn't the third party's fault. It's it's trying to help the consumer. But if my car has a sunroof, or maybe it's a truck, it's got an FX4 package. If I'm not putting that out in the world with my syndication and my description, those third parties are going to kill me. And not only that, the consumer, my son just turned 15. well, he's looking for a car, and he's going to cars.com, and he's going Apple CarPlay, sunroof, four-wheel drive because he wants a truck. Well, guess what? You're not syndicating the car has Apple CarPlay, and I'm pretty sure all of them do from 2015 and up. Like, you're not coming up in the search, and you may have 6 of them on the lot. 2 of them are 90 days old. So we've really tried to reprogram the dealers. I come from the VinCue organization, which is now Berkshire Hathaway, where I wrote a lot of the descriptions when I was lower on the table, and the descriptions were really just made up by me. Like, I got to look at the car, I drove it around the lot, I'm like, cool red paint with 6-speed transmission and manual. I could shift with the paddle shifters, and went to church and back. And what we realized is like, oh, that's all great, but who doesn't care? Google. Like, Google wants actual data. Like, so
that's 100%. They can't find you.
No. So we decided to start purchasing build data and these build sheets, and we're aggregating about 20,000 original Moroni labels into our system, and we use that to merchandise these cars out. And what we realized is we took the reliance off. I love the third parties, but it was like a lot of these guys, your average spend at a franchise store right now is $25,000 on third parties. Where if you could just merchandise your car correctly and put it out on Google and give them good data, they'll rank you higher, and you'll come up more on Google page 1. You don't necessarily have to spend, tens to 20s of thousands of dollars advertising on these third parties. And no bad talk here with the third parties. I feel that they are needed in some fashion, but I don't feel like it's the way. And I feel like a lot of the traffic can be generated organically. And a lot of the big groups have been doing this for years and kind of kept quiet about it, which it doesn't surprise me.
Right. And it doesn't. And what is actually surprising for most people is how quite simply it can be done, right? To put yourself in those spots. And that's why it's good to have that's what we love about VinCue at core, is that it is car guys for car guys. I mean, it really is. We are removing all of the fluff that has gotten in the way of us being able to get closer to car deals, to solving the problems for the customers. And that is a way of really brewing a solution, really trying to get to where we're maximizing our opportunities, our potential, our profits, right? And minimizing our loss and headache. Goodness, if we can use anything less of, it's headache. And with that, you guys supply ample training for those that need to learn how to use your tool. Help describe a little bit of some of the in-depth training that you do bring when a person is operating with VinCue and learning with you all, because it is something totally different for somebody to take a hold of, and it takes attention, but it takes tutelage. And just tell us a little bit more about that, Jeremy, and how committed you guys are to making sure that somebody isn't out there just swimming with a tool in their hand.
Yeah, so I call it the training wheel experience. So, once a dealer's like, all right, we're ready to switch off a tool we've been using for, 10, 11 years. I'm like, it's okay. We're going to hold your hand. I'm going to carry you over to the performance management team. But
it's all I
call it the training wheel experience, because I'm like, I know you know how to ride a bike, but I'm going to put these little wheels on the side. This is a new model. And let's get the pedaling down. So we've got a full performance team. Nikki Hodges, who heads up that team, who have all met, who is our chief operating officer, has been very, very selective on who we bring to that team. Must have dealer experience. Most of them are ex-GMs, GSMs, where we want to make the dealer feel comfortable leaving a solution that they may have used for a decade, and then have them in hands of other dealers that understand that solution they may be coming off of, and also understand the solution that they're coming into. So we do weekly training, we do monthly training. The conference is just going to be first of many, I'm guessing, just because we've created so many relationships with guys like Kevin Cravo. A little bit of plug on our round of funding, which I'm sure you guys have saw. The Holman Automotive organization decided to invest in our future. Decided to take their stores, and their main reason was that they wanted a voice. Like some of these large groups, you know, they spent millions building their own software because they would have a voice if they did that, instead of, you know, partnering with a software company that was, you know, already established and had products. Where
right.
A lot of these groups, and now a lot of these groups are starting to follow suit, where it's, you know, we're built by dealers, but we're continuing to build by dealers. That's what's most important. So when we coded this tool, we coded it for absolute change. Like if you got into my UI and you didn't like the shade of blue because it gave you a headache, I mean, it is one Slack message away, you know, from lightening up that blue. So
I love that, man. That's what it's about, man. That's what it's all about. And listen, you know, they're all about helping, educating, encouraging, getting you guys out there to be better than you were yesterday, helping dealers acquire more vehicles, be able to provide more jobs even, right? There's so many things that come about being able to team up with somebody like VinCue if you actually put the work in alongside with it, right? You can't, like I said, it's not just a plug and play. There is some work that comes alongside of it, but the work
supply the
but the ROI on it's phenomenal, folks. The ROI is phenomenal. So there's an opportunity. They're going to have their event, like we talked about, the Unleash event. That's secret, coming November 13th through the 15th. Shh, don't tell no one
except everyone.
So, okay. But listen, it is going to be invite only. You can't just show up. But listen, become a VinCue customer and become one of their ones that actually use it the right way, and then you'll be invited because you'll be a super user, right? The next thing I want to talk about is before that event, there is an event where we're going to have some friends speaking. I want to talk about ASOTUCon. We're big fans of Automotive State of the Union. We love what they're doing out there. They have a great event also. It's going to be in Baltimore this year. We're excited to be there. We're going to be part of the media team and all that kind of stuff. We'll be out there having fun. We'll be seeing you there also. But we're also having some family speak. So tell everybody about what's going on at ASOTUCon. What's the must-sees there?
Yeah, so ASOTUCon is special for me, Fred. So I was fortunate to meet Kyle Monsier early in his career at the Nelson Automotive Group when he was just a little internet manager. And, you know, my first interaction with Kyle, you know, I got off the phone. I'm like, this guy he's capable of so much more. So to watch him grow into this conference has been really exciting. And but no, we're excited to join. This will be our second time. Danny, who our managing partner and also dealer owner, is going to be speaking on a panel with Mr. Kevin Cravo, which you both know, who is the operating partner / managing partner of the Royal Automotive Group. He actually just sent us this big long email and was explaining, he's like, you know, everybody around me's down, sales are down, you know, they're all complaining, they can't find cars, that, you know, their inventory is aging. He goes, I don't have any of those problems.
Hey.
He goes, sales are up 10%. They're using our Boost platform to move their old age units. So we'll be sharing a lot of that on the panel, because it's, you know, the sad thing, and eventually, you know, I don't think it's going to be a thing, but we've got, you know, a sales development department that are cold calling into dealers. And I would say 90% of the dealers, when I get them on the phone, they don't know who we are, like that. So we've really tried to invest in just exposure, which is why we go to every show. As you guys know, it's not cheap. You've seen our booth, but even just the carpet and the internet is cheap. So, but we felt it was necessary just to get exposure. And a lot of these dealers just don't know there's alternatives out there that can improve their business and improve efficiency. So we're definitely excited to go to ASOTU. I think right after that, I'm sure we'll be together at Mr. Glenn Lundy's 800% Club.
Maybe
we might.
It depends.
Just depends. We have our schedules are so freaking busy. Yes. You know how that goes. But
it's that time of the season.
It is that time of year. We're going to be at a lot of events. Actually, obviously, as you know, coming up soon is we do have driving sales. I'm not sure if you're going to be there. We're going to be at driving sales personally. Yeah. Of course, we'll be
digital dealer. Yeah, so I think I'm gone. So I got Glenn Lundy, digital dealer, and then NAMAD, so the National Automotive Minorities Association in Miami. I'm definitely real mad about that. So that'll be at the Fountain Blue if you guys want to stop by and say hi. I think the wife will this will be the first show my wife comes to. Shocker.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
if you wanna be there, yeah.
Oh, is
I
it
guess I'll
Miami?
go.
I guess if I have to go,
I'll go.
I mean, like,
I gotta go shopping first.
sure. I
Yeah.
mean, I know it's fall.
So if anybody wants to meet her, she'll be at the pool.
What's up, Brian? What's up? Welcome to the party.
So Ortega.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, we'd love to see you out in Miami inside, especially for that event.
You know, my wife will come too if I go.
Whew, there's so much that's brewing inside of Florida right now, and we're excited to see everything that is cooking down there. As you all know, it's not just the Sunshine State. It's not just where so many dreams come true based off of its proximity to Disney World, but it's a place that a lot of great car guys come together to collaborate and make some big things happen. And it is. It's something very close to our heart, but it's a huge, stinking huge market as well. And just so many solutions that are brewing out there, so much technology that's actually being tested out there that many of us don't get to know about until we see it out there in front of everybody. But exactly like what you said, Jeremy, there's so many people that still don't know. And we're going to continue to champion the cause to tell the whole world that VinCue is somebody that they need to be brewing with. They need to be at least booking a 20-minute to hour-and-a-half session with you to be able to find out, what is it that you can do to help take their dealership to the next level. But we can't wait to see you at all of those events. Shout out to anybody considering those events. Meet us there. Come on out there.
Seriously,
have some fun.
If you don't want to believe the hype, go to their booth and just hang out.
Get out.
See all the dealers and how many people come there to learn, but see all the ones that are actually clients that go there to get some more education and just to hang out because they care about the people so much and how much they know each other's names. And you'll see this. It's phenomenal. There's a reason why they're going where they're going, and it's not stopping anytime soon. I love that you talked about, you trying to keep it pure here in the United States, not take it overseas. Folks, one day they're going to have to. That's how big it's going to be. I'm telling you. But they're trying to make sure it's perfect here for all of us here in the good old US of A. Let's go.
Red, white, and blue.
God bless America.
I feel Hulk Hogan getting ready to run out here.
I am a real American.
Come on. So if you ain't brewing, well, you need some VinCue, everybody. If you need a solution for acquiring inventory, merchandising,
that's right,
and just marketing your inventory, they have the solutions for you. Make sure that you get with them. Jeremy, how do people get a hold of you directly, brother?
So you can reach me on my cell, which is never off. So area code 417-319-8530. You can also reach me by email, which is just Jeremy with 2 E. So JEREMY at VinCue, VINCUE.com. You can learn more about our company in general, just going to VinCue.com. So VINCUE.com. If you are a current customer and you want to know more about the conference coming up, and anyone else that wants to check out our cool landing page and website we built is VinCueUnleashed.com. And I would recommend you reach out to your performance manager. We've got special deals, obviously, for our customer base.
Awesome.
What?
Awesome. There he is, folks. No excuse. The excuse is removed. You can get a hold of them, and you can find out what is brewing over there at Team VinCue. It has been such an incredible honor to be able to have this time with you today, Jeremy. There's so much more that we want to brew with you because we want to dig into a full-fledged five-liner with our brother Jeremy to find out a little bit more of that story we told you about. What's going on, Brian? That's right, America. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Right? We're going to perfect it right here.
But love it.
America, excited about that.
Great show today. Thank you for being here. Thank you, VinCue, for being such an amazing sponsor of our show. We do appreciate you and everything that you guys honor, and how everywhere we go, we can say VinCue is our sponsor, and they know that it's a good company. Everyone that works there is phenomenal, and it starts with the top. And Jeremy, you're right up there, brother, and we appreciate everything that you are and the friendship that we have with you, man. It's been a great honor to know you these last couple of years. I'm looking forward to seeing how much further we all go. Let's keep growing.
It's been a pleasure.
Well, brother, just like we got this thing started, let's go ahead and make sure that we forgive, focus, fly, and continue on this incredible advancement of automotive that we are all in together. And we just honor you, brother. Again, you are incredible. And let's forgive, focus, fly, and take it to the next level. On three, everybody. Thank you for spending time with us today. If you're driving or listening to this on the replay, shout out that forgive, focus, fly on three. 1, 2, 3. Focus. Fly.
And keep growing.
Keep growing. That's right, everybody. You have been enjoying this incredible. That's right. Showing that hat, rocking them hats. Look at it. Look at it.
I love mine. I wear mine all the time. That's like one of
Yeah,
my
you
new
guys got to come by our booth. We got PlayStation 5, signed Mike Tyson gloves, shirts, hats.
How do I get that Mike Tyson glove? Okay, I mean, seriously, a whole dance or whatever I need to do. All right, y'all.
No doubt. Well, we appreciate you all. Thank you so much for taking the time to brew with us. You have been enjoying a sponsor spotlight for VinCue with the one,
The only Jeremy Bravard.
That's right, everybody. I'm Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
I'm Frelin Arts, subprime hero.
And you've been brewing solutions in the Car Guy Coffee Podcast. We'll talk to you soon. Be out.